How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another episode of ManLikeMurray. And we start things off in this episode by taking a look at the upgrades we made from the last episode. And in the left back position in my championship side, I decided to upgrade to Olsen from Norwich City. And in the English side, we upgraded our left wing position to Theo Walcott. And now we go into our first game of the episode. And in this game, we came up against a very decent-looking Premier League side, although there were some players in kind of strange positions in his team, such as Oscar as a middle centre-mid, where you'd really want a physically strong player, and Danny Rose as a centre-back, because he's not that tall, so I thought I could easily beat him in the air in this match. And we would in fact get a really good chance early on, as the ball's played down the line to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who races away from the defenders and whips the ball into Glenn Murray, who outjumps the defenders, giving us a 1-0 lead after 4 minutes and giving us one upgrade for this match so far. And what an excellent start to the episode. And what an excellent header. So good in fact that it beat such a good keeper as Petr Cech. And I could tell by the way this guy was playing from the kickoff that he was getting frustrated. He was diving in with his players and missing the ball. So, in a way, I sort of knew what was coming. He paused the game and decided he had had enough, leaving the match at 1-0, leaving this game with just one upgrade, which is a little bit disappointing, because I think we could have got more from this match. But it's a good win in the division, and in fact, that win got us the division title, meaning our next match will be the first match in the next division. And we win this division with 5 games won and only 1 game lost, which is a kind of record I want to keep up for the remainder of this series. Now, the first guy in the new division that we get matched up against has a very sweaty strike force of Callum Wilson and Andre Gray, and he also has Gylfi Sigurðsson, who's been known to cause us some problems in this series already. So I knew I had to try and contain him, as I knew he'd be a problem. Although things started well for us, as Lualua cuts inside, lays the ball off to Glenn Murray, who finesses the ball into the back of the net, giving us a 1-0 lead and giving us another upgrade for this episode, but this one for the championship side. And it was an excellent finish, curled with loads of power into the top corner of the net, and my opponent's goalkeeper stood no chance of getting to that. Although, I mentioned him before, Gylfi Sigurðsson levels things up with just a chance I really should have done better defending against. And for some reason, in this series, Gylfi Sigurðsson always causes me problems. I don't know what it is about him, but he seems very good at causing problems, and he would cause yet another problem as he scores a rebounded goal in the 43rd minute to give this guy a 2-1 lead and put us behind in our first game in the new division, and I couldn't believe it. It's as if Gylfi Sigurðsson has something against Glenn Murray. Like, I play a lot of FIFA, and Gylfi Sigurðsson never usually causes me this many problems, but for some reason in this series, every time I come up against a Sigurðsson, he's incredible. And that's how the game would end. We lose our first game in the new division 2-1, and all because Gylfi Sigurðsson seems to be just unreal against me. He always seems to ruin my day, but I knew I had to bounce back from this in my next match, because I was certain this division wasn't going to be that hard. Now we do our upgrades because it's the middle of the episode, and in the championship side we upgraded our centre-back to Stephen Corker, and you might have spotted we've actually switched out Aidan McGeady for Albert Adoma because I've really not enjoyed using McGeady so far, and I want a bit more pace on the wing. And in the English side, we upgraded our goalkeeper to arguably the best English goalkeeper in FIFA, in Jack Butland, who seems to be in everyone's FUT champion side. We now go into the third game of this episode, and this match we come up against a team which, although it has very low chemistry, there are some very good players in there that I knew I'd struggle with, like Callum Wilson, Marcus Rashford, and he even has the 87 rated goalkeeper, Jan Oblak. So although this guy had low chemistry, I knew I had to be careful because his team would be able to cause me some problems. But the first good chance would come to us in the 9th minute as Glenn Murray plays a 1-2 with Ross Barkley to slip him through on goal, and Ross Barkley puts the ball past the goalkeeper, driven low with lots of power, giving us a 1-0 lead and giving us our first upgrade for the next episode, because it was a Glenn Murray assist, and that's one upgrade. And now just look at this. Jack Butland throws the ball to Glenn Murray, who picks up the ball on the edge of his own box and manages to use his blistering pace to burst past all the defenders, and then when he gets into the opponent's box, he turns his man and strikes the ball low, giving us a 2-0 lead and giving us 2 upgrades for this match. And of all people, Jack Butland gets an assist on his debut, with Glenn Murray making an excellent run all the way from his own half, which resulted in one of the goals of the series so far. But Glenn Murray wasn't done. He picked up the ball, was using his silky skills to get past the defenders, and absolutely rifled it into the back of the net from around 25 yards out with so much power that Jan Oblak stood no chance. And that's now our 3rd upgrade for this match, and Glenn Murray was on a hat-trick. And you know Glenn Murray doesn't miss out a chance on being able to get a hat-trick. He just struck that ball with so much power that the goalkeeper stood absolutely no chance. And as I said, Glenn Murray wanted his hat-trick, and Glenn Murray does what he wants, so he smashes the ball from the edge of the box just before half-time with so much power and so much accuracy that no goalkeeper would have saved it. He puts us 4-0 up in this match and gives us a 4th upgrade. So this English side is going to get ridiculous. If Glenn Murray keeps performing like this, and if this side keeps performing like this, then I'm just going to tear through the divisions when I'm using my English side. And what a way to come back from losing our first game in the new division by winning 4-0 and causing a rage quit and putting us right back on track for our aim of winning the title in this division. We now go into our last game of this episode, where we're matched up against a very good Serie A side, although he had the 3rd in Thor McCarty on loan, which it still surprises me that at this point in the game, people still have loan players which they use. But I knew that Thor McCarty was dangerous, and he had lots of stats in the high 90s, so I had to try and defend well against him. And we seem to come up against a lot of very high-rated Serie A sides in this series, but so far we've coped with them well. And as always, we managed to take the lead as Glenn Murray finesses the ball under the goalkeeper, and I'll be honest, his keeper should have saved this. It wasn't a very good shot, but this match has been very end-to-end, and there have been a lot of chances, but not many really good ones. And I felt as if we got kind of lucky to take the lead, but this shot was just struck with enough power that it managed to go underneath Handanovic. And now I'm just going to let you guys experience this. It's probably the worst goal I've conceded all FIFA. I just don't know how. How can the ball take so many deflections and still fall to my opponent? And that, unfortunately, would level the game, and that's how it would end. So we start off our new division with a win, a draw, and a loss, which really isn't good enough considering we're going for the title. And as you can see, EA have predicted that we're only just going to stay up, so we need to improve in the next episode. And now we take a look at our progress so far, and we see that in 20 matches, Glenn Murray's scored 31 goals and got 5 assists, which is outstanding for a player that's silver and championship quality, but it's sort of what I was expecting. I knew Glenn Murray would live up to my expectations. And going into the next episode, we have 5 upgrades. Now, I want you to leave some comments down below of some players you'd like me to upgrade to, and that's where I'm going to end it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe for more Man Like Murray on my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.